Hey everyone, Near Mint Nerd here for the I Got Issues channel. Welcome back. It's another Wednesday. Hope you enjoyed the holidays. Time for another great haul video. And then stay tuned at the end because I got a couple of extra books to show you after the regular books from the comic shop today. Okay, here we go. Hope you have a great time and I'll see you on the other side. Okay guys, we're going to start with Marvel today. First up, we got Great Lakes Avengers number 3. I really like this series. You know, I'm probably going to do a comedy team video because there's some great comedy books out there, and this is definitely one that's played for laughs, not too serious. Love this cover, Mr. Immortal coming back to life for the umpteenth time. Great book. I also missed number 2 last week, so I picked that up as well. Another really fun cover, Flatman. A couple of new characters in this series. I've only read the first issue, so I got to catch up a little bit. Speaking of catching up, I got Ghost Rider number 2. 4 on the Floor continues. I also bought, because I didn't pick it up, Ghost Rider number 1. And the thing was, I was considering buying this in trades instead of singles. And then today at the store, I was looking at it, I thought, I don't know if I'm going to want 5 or 6 issues. I want to try it out first. So I actually picked up the number 1 and the number 2. And I believe number 1 is the first appearance of Robbie Reyes. I might be wrong about that, but this is the Ghost Rider who I believe appears on the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. television series. So I'm very curious about it. Next up, I picked up, speaking of comedy characters, Rocket Raccoon number 1. Grounded. This is part of the Grounded storyline that's going on in these books. The idea being that in Secret Wars 2, the Guardians of the Galaxy ship got destroyed, and now the Guardians of the Galaxy team are all kind of trapped on Earth, whether they like it or not, and they don't seem to like it. I really like this cover of Rocket Raccoon in an animal shelter. That seems appropriate. I'm not sure this is one I'm going to be reading the entire series on. I think I'll probably maybe just get the number 1 and play it by ear from there. Speaking of Civil War 2, another book spinning out of Civil War 2 is She-Hulk, or as they're calling it here, Hulk. And we can see that this is a gray iteration of She-Hulk. And I've heard, I haven't read this issue yet, I've heard that this is going to be a much darker take on She-Hulk. That she might have PTSD from the Civil War II almost death sequence. She almost died a few times. One during the incident itself, and then once I think she coded in the hospital after. So she kind of scraped through by the skin of her teeth and is now not as confident. Having some struggles to get back into fighting shape, I think. So we'll see how that one goes. And then the final Marvel book today that I picked up was Civil War 2 number 8. And we saw at the end of the last issue, spoiler alert coming here for anyone who hasn't read the last issue, it appeared that Captain Marvel had killed Iron Man with a punch right through his armor. So we'll be following up on that. I gotta admit, excuse me, I'm not loving this. And I think it's because, to me, the story feels very slight. Especially the last 2-3 issues, very little seems to be happening. A couple of issues ago, we had the iconic panel of Miles Morales, Spider-Man, standing over the dead body of Captain America, and we're wondering, the Ulysses visions, is this going to come to pass? And then in like issue 6 and 7, we saw that moment played out again and again. It's like, is the artist even doing new art, or is he just like putting in the same panel over and over? It was, it just seems like this book, although it feels hefty and thick, is a lot of 2-page spreads of things moments we've already seen. So it feels like maybe this should have been 6 issues and they've stretched it out a bit. Not to say I dislike it. I'm just finding the story to be very kind of thin. And I like a meteor story. Okay, so moving to DC now. Let me just clear the decks here a little bit. Just before DC, I'll just show you the new previews came out today. I think I'm going to do a video soon of just going through the previews guide and maybe finding what there is to see. I'm sure there'll be some good stuff. I believe this is for March shipping books. American Gods comic based on Neil Gaiman. There's a TV show of that coming with Brian Fuller at the helm. I'm really looking forward to that. So yeah, we'll go through this soon-ish. Okay, into DC. First up, we have what kind of feels like a bit of a holdover from what should have probably come out last week. I guess the timing of the books just didn't work out. But I still can't wait to read it. We got Flash with Santa Claus riding on his back. It's a Merry Flashmas. I'll pretty much buy any cover that has Santa Claus on it. I wish it had come out last week because I would have liked to read it maybe on Christmas Eve or something. I probably won't wait till next year for this one. I don't love the interior art right now. It feels very kiddie, and I'm finding they're spending too much time with Kid Flash. You know what? If you want this to be a Kid Flash title, give him his own title. That'll look nice on the stands next to the Teen Titans books and the Younger Hero books. I want to read about, the grown-up Flash. But for now, they're, playing around with the Kid Flash. I guess that's fine. We'll see where that goes. Next up, Blue Beetle number 4. We see Jaime Reyes there reaching for the Scarab. And is that Dr. Fate I see lingering in the background? I believe it is. Looking forward to that one. Next up, I believe this is the final chapter of the ongoing story. Is it called The Brave Ones, I think? I'm not sure. In Batman Detective Comics. I'm glad it's the finale because now I'm going to read this whole storyline in one go. I haven't actually started yet, and I'm looking forward to it. But beautiful cover there. Really looking forward to that one. All right. We got Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps, also mid-story. I believe this story is called Bottled, something like that. Let's just have a quick look. Bottled Light. Yeah, there it is. Bottled Light Part 4. Look at that. There's Lara Fleece. Looking forward to that one as well. Beautiful cover. Love to see the Corps in the background. Next up, we have Deathstroke, Slade Wilson, Prisoner of War. I'd like to see how his fight with Superman from last issue wound him up in prison. This one's called 4 Rooms. It's part 1 of a new storyline. Very nice looking cover. I like those hand irons he's in. Those are pretty cool. Looking forward to reading this one. Next up, we have the final part of the Wally West story in Titans, Lost to Infinity. So the suggestion here is that Wally West is going to get lost in the Speed Force again, which would break my heart because, as many of you know by now, Wally West Flash is my all-time favorite DC character. And in the last way too many years, he's been absent. I was very excited to see him come out and play again with the DC Sandbox, but it looks like, and I hope not, I hope they reverse it at the end, that he may be going back because they do have this new Kid Flash that is more reflective of the TV version of Flash. And I think that's the one they seem to be because he's a younger character. He's a true Kid Flash. Whereas Wally West kind of aged out of Kid Flash. So we'll see where this goes. I would hate to see him go away. I grew up with this Flash. And if he does go away, I enjoyed seeing him again. I enjoyed seeing him in a new adventure, and I hope to in the future again get a little bit of that. Next up, we have Justice League versus Suicide Squad number 2. And I didn't know, didn't the last one just come out last week? Is this a weekly book? I thought this was going to be monthly. I'm happy to have it weekly. Love this Terry Dodson cover. Isn't that beautiful? They had 3 covers for this book. This one by far was the best as far as I'm concerned. I haven't read the first issue because I didn't know the second one was coming out so fast. Now that I have 2, I think I'm going to read them together and maybe review them for the I Got Issues channel in the coming days. And now I'm going to also do moving forward, a book of the week. I haven't been doing that. I've just kind of been throwing them up there. So moving forward, every Wednesday I'll have a book of the week as well. And this week's book of the week is called Harley's Little Black Book number 5. This may be a strange pick for me for book of the week because I am not a Harley Quinn fan. I have several of her comics and I've enjoyed them, but you know, she's not a character I seek out. But I am a huge Superman fan, and I really saw about 10 points of interest on this cover. I'm not a speculator either, but there is so much on this cover to speculate, it's not even funny. For instance, Harley Quinn and Superman in a boxing match. Ting, right there. This is a nice, beautiful, glossy book that is going to stand up very well to the test of time. Ting, number 2. Number 3, of course, is the Neil Adams cover. It is so beautiful. And number 4 is pure speculation on my part, but this looks an awful lot like Barack Obama and Michelle Obama here at the boxing match. And if that's the case, you know what happens when the president is on the cover of a comic book. This is a real stealth move if this is the case, and they may never even admit to this. This may always be speculative, but I almost guarantee that that's who we're looking at here is Barack and Michelle Obama. So just all of that combined on this beautiful cover is enough to make me go, I need to have that in my collection. I might not even ever get around to reading this book, to be honest, because I'm not sure the subject matter really interests me that much. I can't imagine that this is anything but a imaginary story or something like that, or they're working together for some reason. I don't know, but this just does not seem like a boxing match that makes any sense to me. But I do love that cover, and there it is as my book of the week. Okay, I've got a little bit more to show you. My comic store was having a special on Squarebound books, Squarebound trades, and I picked up a bunch. They were all $5, and I couldn't resist picking up a few, so I'm just going to show them to you now. First up, one of my favorites from back in the day, Batman Dracula Red Rain. And this is a prestige format Squarebound book. It's Elseworlds book, so it's an imaginary story, but it is a very good one with Batman as a vampire, which makes all the sense in the world to me. Like he's already got the costume, he just needs the fangs. So that's Batman and Dracula Red Rain. Next up, another $5 book that I couldn't resist. Batman, the Man Who Laughs by Ed Brubaker and Doug Monk. Gorgeous cover. I'm actually surprised this book hasn't gone up in value more than it has, because it just seems like creative team, cover, and characters wise that this is a book that would be ripe for shooting up the charts. It does fairly well, but it's not a huge expensive book, witnessed by the fact that I got it for $5. All right, I also picked up Planetary the Authority, Ruling the World. There we go. I think I already have this one, to be honest, but it's somewhere lost to my boxes, and I suddenly got an itch to read it. And for $5, you know what? I'll just pick it up and read it that way. Warren Ellis, of course, Phil Jimenez. Beautiful, beautiful book. I love Planetary, one of my favorite series. I have it in absolute format as well. I need to reread that soon. I wish it would come back in that form. I'd love to see the team again. We see a lot of the Authority figures, but Planetary has really kind of, gone away. And maybe that's for the best, but I do enjoy it. Next up, I also got the prestige Incredible Hulk versus Superman book. One of those rare Marvel DC crossovers that we used to get, that unfortunately we don't get anymore, which is a real bummer. By Stern and Rude and Milgram. Beautiful. Look at that cover. It's a gorgeous cover. I love this cover art. Just sensational. Another book that surprisingly hasn't really gone up in value, but I love that I own it now. Next up, The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, Century 1910. So they put out 3 of these books in different time periods. I had one of them. I didn't have the other 2. So I was thrilled to find these in a $5 bin because I think they were about $15 when they came out. Alan Moore and Kevin O'Neill, of course, continuing their League of Extraordinary Gentlemen story. Can't wait to read these. Yeah, so I got 1910 and I got 1969, the hippie version. This one had a corner that was pretty badly smucked around. Got a lot of damage there, but you know what? It was $5. It's really just here for the read. I'm certainly not counting on these to put any kids through college. As I've said in the past, I'm not much on speculation. I know what comics are worth, and I like to speculate, and I like to pick up the books, but I never flip them. I never sell them. Every comic that comes into this house stays in this house. So it's less important to me that the books are in, the best condition ever. Alan Moore and Kevin O'Neill, of course, Century 1969. I think that's it. I think that's all the books I have this week. I picked up a whole bunch of books on Boxing Day, which was yesterday, and I'm going to be showing those videos soon. But I think today that's all the damage I'm going to do. So I'm going to flip you back over to me on the other side. Have a great day. Please subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Well, that's it for this week. Another week, another haul video. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed all the books. I know I'm going to really enjoy them after this video because I haven't read most of them. Thanks for coming. Listen, please hit the subscribe button. Please hit the like button. Please send me your comments. You guys have been fantastic about sending comments. And I really want to thank everybody. I'm almost at 50 subscribers. If I get to 100, and I hope to, I'll do a thank you video, so look forward to that. In the next day or two, I'm going to tell you, I spent my Boxing Day going to about 3 or 4 stores here in Toronto. All of them had some sensational deals, usually 50% off. So I do have a back issue diving video. I'll probably break it up into 2 because I bought a lot of books, a whole short box full of them. So I think 2 videos is the ticket there. But that's it for today. I'll get another video up this week, and I hope you'll join me. Bye, everyone.